There comes a time when you reminisce about the gaming days of old that you'd look up some of your old pastimes reliving the glory days. Maybe you were a comp shop kid growing up playing games like Ragnarok Online, RF Online, Freestyle, or even Crazy Kart. And looking back, the games on their level up were stacked, and that's not even including the other ones to come like Ran Online or Perfect World. Those were the good old days, and to maintain it, we often look towards private servers or reboots. But let's just say, depending on your mileage, a reboot could either be a good thing or a bad thing. And mobile updates are no exception. With Ragnarok, we have countless Ragnarok mobile spin offs and more to come, but with RF, following its acquisition by Netmarble in 2020, a mobile port would come to light, and RF Next is finally here. Booting up the game for the first time, I was genuinely surprised with the amount of details the game had. The music was epic, the character creator was diverse, and really, you could feel why RF fans were hyped. And as the game finally booted up, 7 classes could be chosen through their bio suits. The diversity was there with various looks on display, but the Dreadnought class called out to me because really, with a title like that, you know they'd chunk damage one way or the other. In honor of my youth and all those days of catfishing and chicksilog being rampant, I followed my heart and made a female character. While MMORPGs have always and historically had a certain male gaze, I paid no heed to this as my character looked cool and off to play the game we went to. For transparency, I played the game on desktop and had certain expectations for the game, so in a way I knew it'd look better, but it'd play similarly to what you'd expect on cell phones. For comparison's sake, let's say I played literally any Ragnarok mobile title or Genshin Impact. Movement should be the same, but then you have to remember that this game, similar to Ragnarok, has a complex skill system that would need to be carried over. The game started out strong with there being the usual hand-holding that you'd expect from a current-gen mobile game, but there came a point where it was a bit too much. Seriously, the fun in an MMORPG is literally running around and exploring, but in the case of RF Online Next, that just isn't there. For people that grew up with the game, it stood for Rising Force, but with my limited time with the game, it felt more like Rising Frustrations. You could literally press auto and the game literally played itself completely. You'd think, wait, isn't that obvious that it did play itself? Yeah, it is, when literally the entire game plays itself for almost an hour, including dealing with quests and dialogue and even fights. Why bother even playing the game in the first place? RF Online Next is a glorified auto battler wearing the old RF Online skin, and that's just part of my gripes with the initial experience. There are hints of the old RF in the game, with it referencing the 3 races in the Bellato Union, Holy Alliance Korra, and the Cretan Empire, and even mining, but following that, you're brought into a mercenary plotline. This would have been alright if it weren't for the voice acting involved. In the beginning, it's not as questionable, but as you progress through the story, you'll eventually meet Redtail and Struss. There's this uncanny valley-like voice acting that makes you wonder if it's AI, then everything becomes a blur, and it makes you question what you've been listening to all the while. Inez Allen? More like nakaka-Inez na alien. Kidding aside, it's one of those peeps that you just can't shake once you notice it. Speaking of things you can't shake that are hard to stop no matter how hard you try, if it weren't obvious with the character design, and Shira especially, I'll just say it straight, but this game is a Gunnar gacha game. I kid you not, every single time Shira loads into a scene, or you see her for the first time, her chest gets boob physics, and the dumb thing is, she's not even moving. Fine, it makes sense if she's running, but when she's standing still, make it make sense. The gacha aspect is as egregious about it, with the higher rarity bodysuits leaning more towards the male gaze. Less clothing is more power in anime logic, I guess. There are tasteful Gunnar gacha games out there like with Nikkei or Brown Dust 2, but never would I have expected to see it in RF of all things. In all sincerity, RF Online Next feels more like RF Online in name rather than in function. In the short time I spent with it, I counted around 10 minutes of actual activity in the game, which was literally me just tapping around as the game wouldn't continue on otherwise. Heck, the Netmarble logo didn't even appear till 20 minutes into the game, and after that you could have taken a nap and missed nothing. While the transition to autoplay and MMORPGs is an inevitability in grindy games like this, for fans of the franchise that miss the thrill, you're better off looking for a classic server rather than forced gameplay in mobile. Who knows though, maybe it does get better by the third or fourth hour. But with how fast life is these days, would you really want to slog through an extended intro before even having fun? Let us know in the comments below.
For more content like this and other updates down the line, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.